pretty much everything that we're going to pass here at St John's now. So like all of these windows on these buildings around us and ahead of us here, these are all bedrooms for students. So this is all just student accommodation. Come to Cambridge. So I always like to clarify this right at the start. But here in Cambridge, when you hear it has a very different meaning to how we normally understand that word. So when people in Cambridge are saying college, what they basically mean is house. So colleges in Cambridge are just... Yeah, every student who comes to Cambridge, the very first thing that they have to do when they apply, they have to choose one of the colleges around the town, and they will live inside that college the entire time that they're here. But every college is completely different. So, they've all got like their own unique history. All the colleges have their own traditions and customs. They've all got their own societies, and then they've also all got their own sports teams. It's the year 1511. It was all paid for by the grandmother of King Henry VIII, a woman called Lady Margaret Beaufort. Yeah, so both sides of the river ahead of us now. This is all part of Trinity. Generally speaking, Trinity today is sort of widely regarded as the most prestigious college within the university. So Trinity have the highest 4 students who went here, who later went on to win a Nobel Prize. 34 on the surface, it might not seem like a big number, but to put it into perspective, if Trinity College were a country, they would rank joint 5th in the world with Sweden for the number of Nobel Prizes that they get. That's obviously just from this one college. As I'm sure you can imagine as well, there's been countless famous students here at Trinity over the years. But someone who is definitely worth me mentioning, I'm sure everyone has heard of, was the scientist Isaac Newton. This was his former college. He later went on to become a fellow here, which is basically like a resident professor who lives inside there. See that big red brick building? This is all part of it. This next one is known as Trinity Hall. So we've just gone through the grounds of Trinity. We're now coming up to Trinity Hall. So they've got a really similar name, but they are actually 2 completely different colleges. She was very unlucky as an individual. So by her early 20s, she basically nearly lost her entire family to different illnesses. Because of this, she basically decided to sort of devote the rest of her life and this big fortune that she inherited to religion. She thought this was like the here in Cambridge. That's why she built her college here in Cambridge. Really interestingly as well, still to this day, here at Clare College, when all of the students here sit down in the old dining hall a couple of times a week for what they call their formal dinners, before the students eat, they all stand, they say a Latin grace, and they all pray for the soul of Lady Elizabeth de Clare. Which I think is pretty incredible. So that's essentially an unbroken tradition that's been going on here for around 700 years. If you haven't done this before and you ever get the chance, I would highly recommend it. It's an amazing building. Started building this chapel in the late 1440s, so shortly after the formation of the college, and it ended up taking them